Hello everybody, my name is Delayed Victory and today I want to talk to you about a really great game which I've had some trouble with the last week. I've only been playing it for a week and that week has given me some trouble, but the game is so good that I thought it was worth searching for a solution. So what's going on? I've been playing on my friend's server from That's Got Heard for the last week, and I've been having a blast building cool stuff, but the problem was everything that I built disappeared. So I'm not talking about the inventory, like there's a sort of basic rule that if you die in this game you lose all the stuff you were carrying on you, and each time I was trying to look for a solution to the problem I was having on the server. I would keep finding people saying like, oh, if you don't want to lose your inventory, go to a cryo chamber, or just put everything in the storage before you log off, or but that's not what I'm talking about. I am actually talking about the stuff I was building. So this ship, I've built this like 10 times already, and also the auto builder, which kept wasting resources to put it back into this world, and that's not what you want. And also, if you get new players checking out your server and they keep losing their progress, there's a good chance that they won't come back. So what was going on? Why were we losing so many things? And I did. After a few days of just researching, finally figured out what was going on in the first place. So, I'm getting a little seasick here. There's this tool here. It's not the spacemaster, but it's called the cleanup tool, which has a very obvious function. Its job is to make sure that this game doesn't start slowing down, that the server doesn't get too many unnecessary objects that it has to keep calculating. So basically this cleanup is meant to get rid of abandoned projects, things that might have crashed which you've lost track of, and all kinds of grids that no longer have any value to the players on the server. But this is a little bit of a risk to work with, because it will also, if you don't configure it correctly, which is another thing on its own altogether, it will just keep deleting your stuff. Like, for example, for some reason it was configured to delete stuff that had less than 20,000 blocks. Well, when I start building a ship, I don't start with 20,000 things. I start with 1, 2, 3, 4. So that was already a problem, of course. So I'm not saying that this tool doesn't have any value. I'm just saying be very careful with it, because this has been giving us a headache for the last week, and we didn't really know that this was doing that. Why was that? Basically, if you search forums and ask people about this, they think you're talking about your inventory and dev or that kind of stuff. But yeah, this thing has been just deleting loads of things that me and other players were trying to build in this world. So what we have done, what I've done for the server, is I've deactivated it for now, until we have a better understanding of how to configure this correctly. I'm not saying just leave everything floating about. It's of course it's a good thing to make sure that you keep track of things that might no longer have use, which could harm your server's performance. But there's a better tool which requires a little bit more of manual labor, and it's called Spacemaster. That's also in the Alt F10 menu. So there you can cycle through characters, cycle through bigger grids or smaller grids. And then you can just have a look, hey, are there any things that have been built that currently aren't being used, or maybe have been abandoned by players who didn't stick with the server for that long. And I'm not going to delete anything, but you could. So this is actually a pretty good way to make sure that there's nothing floating in space that no longer has any value, and to remove it if necessary. So that's pretty cool. Like, my biggest distance from player. So this one is the farthest away from me. Move active, most active drills. Oh, that doesn't show anything. That's because there are no drills active. Selective sensors. This could be a value to look at. So this is a great way to just have a look for, are there any things slowing down the server that aren't necessary, for example. So for me, I would recommend use this before you start using the cleanup tool if it really necessary. Like, of course, if you got like 20, 30 people playing on your server, and you've got loads of people that just come in and leave junk and then leave you with a worse situation on your server, then I can really understand that you start using this. But be very careful with it. Maybe you wanna experiment with it a little bit before you make your server public, so you know that new players don't losing their shit, if you get what I mean. So that's cool. So this helped us a lot. Now I know if I build something, it will not just disappear on us, which will make me happy, a happy player, and which will keep me working on new stuff instead of rebuilding all the things that I was trying to build in the first place. But how do you get access to this menu? Hey, here's another friend. Hey friend, what's up? Alright. So you need to make yourself an administrator in the configuration tool for the dedicated server. And I'm going to quickly show you how you do that, because also that took me a little bit of time to figure out. Wasn't the most complex thing, because once you know what's wrong, it's easier to find a solution. But let me show you. Here. This is a screenshot of our dedicated server configurator. And what you need to do, if you, because even the one who sets up the server might not be an admin in the first place. So you actually have to add your Steam ID 64 number, which can be an X amount of digits, which will be an X amount of digits, but that can vary a little bit. And where do you find that? You log into a website called steamid.io/lookup, and there you should be able to find what you're looking for. So you add that number here, save it, restart your server, and then, only then, you should be able to press Alt plus F10 and get to this menu, which will help you manage the objects that have been built by various players in your game. So I'll quickly show you what that website looks like. So when you get here, there will first be a button like log into Steam. Then you'll have to put in your details, like your username and your password. I'm not going to show you mine, so I won't be able to show you that. After that, you get onto this main page, which first show you Gabe's Newell's information. Not quite sure if that's really his information, but a little tongue-in-cheek there. But you would go to your profile here, and then you get your own number. So if you get to your own page, not Gabe Newell's stuff, then you could be able to copy and paste this one into your admin tab on your Space Engineers dedicated server configurator menu. Save that, and then restart your server, and then you'll be able to finally prevent losing your shit over losing your shit. So I hope this will help a lot of people. It sure as hell helped me start enjoying this game properly. Losing your stuff is not fun, and I can definitely recommend having a look into that if you're a host of a server, or if you're planning to create one, or if you're a player who keeps having problems with a server losing your stuff. Maybe you could show the administrator of the server this video and see, hey, maybe this can help you out, make sure that people don't lose their progress. So I hope this has helped you. Like you might be able to see underneath the screen, I also stream on Delayed Victory on Twitch and YouTube and sometimes on Facebook. And also have a look at the Twitch channel of That's Gotta Hurt, which my friend Dark Summoner also owns, and he hosts this specific server. That's Gotta Hurt, a dedicated Space Engineer server. which I'm very grateful for because I am starting to enjoy this game more and more, which is even better when you don't lose your shit, right? So, hope this helps you, and if it does, give it a thumbs up. Maybe share it with some people that could use this information. And yeah, maybe I'll see you on one of those servers. And have a great day.